How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Tip of the Iceberg podcast. I'm your host, as always, Quinn Capitula. Shout out to the Icy Originals, the Icy OGs. Today we're going to talk about something that I wanted to talk about because it's very relevant and it's very recent for myself. So, without further ado, let's talk about it. On my journey to become an online coach, it wasn't necessarily a difficult decision for me to make. It was something I knew I was going to do for a while. In fact, most people around me knew that I was going to make a change sooner or later into doing what I was so passionate about at the time, which actually at the beginning was fitness coaching. What I'm realizing more and more that I'd like to share with you today is that the decisions that we make in entrepreneurship, the sacrifices that we make, aren't always going to be cute sacrifices. They're not going to be choices that most people understand. They're not going to be choices that benefit anybody else but you. I've had to make some of these decisions recently, where I've had to miss out on some events. I've had to say no to trips and vacations. I've had to do a lot of things that in an ideal world I wouldn't have to do. But it was all because I needed to grow a business. One thing that I noticed for myself for a long time is that I continually was hamstringing myself because as my business would grow, I would do something, spend some money on something that didn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. And because in the start of my journey, I backed myself into such a corner by investing in a bunch of programs that didn't really get me where I wanted to go in terms of business revenue and business growth, I kept going back and forth. It was like I was never actually getting ahead. I was just yo-yoing the same amount of money in terms of I had money in my bank account, then I didn't, then I had to go and do this thing, then it was that thing, right? There was always something to invest in. There was always a trip to go on, and I'm all for investing in myself. I'm always someone, for the most part, who has a mentor. The moment I don't, but I always do, and I know I will have additional ones. Right now, it's just not the time for it for me. Nothing to do with money, just to do with the fact that after a while you just get a little bit of mentor fatigue and you just want to take it easy for a little bit, which is what I'm currently doing, right? Where I'm focusing on myself, my own growth. Now, sometimes you're going to need to say no to some things you're not going to want to say no to. And your ability to do that is going to differentiate you as an entrepreneur. It's going to dictate whether or not you get ahead or you stay stuck. Now, if the option is to invest in yourself, most times the answer to that would likely be a yes. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean the ancillary things on the side, the things that are avoidable, the things that we don't need to necessarily be thinking about right now, which do not meet or fulfill the main objective of growth, of expansion, not only of your business, but of your being, of who you are, right? Sometimes you're going to have to not be able to go to a friendship gathering or a wedding or see this person or go to this event or go to that party, right? Those aren't always the cutest decisions to make. Some are, some aren't. And some are going to be more difficult than others. But the better, more accurately you're able to make them, understand why you're making them, not really feel the need to explain yourself to anybody, and just stick to your guns, the more you're going to be able to move ahead. Because if you love to stay stuck, a great way to do that is as you continue to grow your business, keep letting these little tiny couple $100 costs every month just add up, right? So maybe you sign a couple clients, maybe your income increases by, let's say $500 a month, but every month there seems to be another $500 expense coming up, right? Every single month it just keeps on piling up, keeps on increasing, right? Whether it's a trip, there's so many different things that can come up, right? Something with your car, something with your pet, another opportunity that doesn't really serve your higher purpose at all. And I'm not saying that you have to say no to these things forever. I am saying to be aware of it because it's something that will keep you stuck, keep you in a spot where you're just playing this back and forth game and not actually getting ahead. And I did that for far too long. I don't want that for you. So, hope that makes sense. Looking forward to continuing along with these podcasts. If you'd like to become an Icy OG, make sure you've hit subscribe. Make sure you follow this podcast wherever you're listening to it. And I'm going to leave you the same way that I leave you every single episode. Saying no to the things that don't serve you, and your higher purpose, and your ascension as a person and as a business owner is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm out. I'll see you next time. Peace out.